What's going on, everyone? It's your boy, Jeff, with your Week 6 review. But first thing is first, breaking news in the NFL. Davante Adams is going to be traded from the Raiders to the Jets for a conditional third-round pick that could turn into a second-round pick. That's what we're hearing right now. So Davante Adams goes back with Aaron Rodgers when he could have just stayed in Green Bay, but he wanted to play with his friend Derek Carr with the Raiders, and then Carr left, and then Davante was stuck with the terrible quarterback. Should have stayed with Rodgers in the first place, but here we are. Week 6 review. I had a pretty good week. I only missed 2 games the whole week. I still made no money. I think I hit one bet. I am up for the week, but I think I hit one bet. So Thursday Night Football, we had San Francisco. They handily took care of the Seattle Seahawks. The Bears fans, I owe you a semi-apology. And what I mean by that is you won, which was great, but the teams you have beaten are not great. So now, this is not the Bears' fault. You can only play who's in front of you, and they're getting the job done, okay? We'll see when you play the Lions. Okay, we'll see when you play the Packers. Okay, so I'm still holding out on them. I hope they're great. I do. Caleb Williams has looked fantastic. I want him to look fantastic against good teams. Okay, the Ravens took care of business at home against the Commanders. They looked very good doing it. They are putting it together. I think they look like the best team in football right now. They are a complete package. They're putting it together defensively, where early on in the season, those first 2 weeks, their defense did not look cohesive, but they are definitely putting it together. The Cardinals, again, I don't know why I picked them. I live in Arizona. I'm not a Cardinals fan. In fact, I think they're a completely terrible organization. They're poorly run. They're poorly owned. They have gotten better now that Kingsbury and Kime are gone. But they went and played a quality opponent on the road, and they shit the bed. They looked terrible. Okay, Green Bay did not. They looked fantastic. They got several different receivers involved, several different receivers in the end zone. They're put together. Bears fans, again, I'm coming back to you. This is a team you got to beat. Okay, New England just isn't there yet. I did think that Drake May looked very good in spots, but they were playing the Texans, who a lot of people's preseason Super Bowl darlings, or at least to compete in the AFC with the Chiefs and the Ravens. Texans looked very good. They're slowly putting it together as well. CJ Stroud he's not having a sophomore slump, but he is a leader, and he led that team against a not very good New England team. I love that the Saints and the Buccaneers absolutely hate each other. This game was wild, right? The Bucs were up early. They were up early big. The Saints came back, and then the Bucs were like, okay, we're just going to score 1,000 points. Baker Mayfield's a dog. I mean, he has to have some people's MVP votes, right? Like early on, but yeah, the Bucs won that game, which was a pretty entertaining football game to watch. The Browns and the Eagles fans, I loathe you. Not all of you. I have some very, very good friends that are Eagles fans. Unfortunately, it's like their flaw. But Nick Sirianni has to go. You're winning a football game, and your head coach is arguing with his own fans. Nick Sirianni is what Philadelphia fans deserve. He is them. He's a prick, right? And sometimes that's good, but in cases like this, it's bad. It's a bad look for the organization, right? And you didn't play particularly well against a bad Browns team. You won, which is great. You're still in it in the NFC East because every other team did not play well. So, I mean, pros and cons, I mean, Colts beat the Titans it wasn't a relatively entertaining game. There were some good defensive spots. But the Colts won. They look good. They're still competitive. They are hanging on. Next game, yes, I'm going to go off on a rant here on Broncos fans. Look, Broncos fans, you're delusional. You are delusional all week. I heard from Broncos fans, we're going to kick the Chargers' ass. Bo Nix is going to throw 4 touchdowns. No. Chargers were up 23-0, and then we let our foot off the gas, do what the Chargers do. We let you back in. We let you have a little bit of hope. But there was no way you were winning that game because you're not good enough. And there's no changes you can make to that team to make them good enough. They are a bad football team. Their defense is completely overrated, right? I understand that Surtain got hurt, concussion. I hope he's okay. I might dislike a football team, but I never want players to get hurt, ever. If you do that, you're an idiot, okay? But the Broncos aren't good. They're not. And the Chargers are now back to our winning ways, I guess, which is odd to say as a Chargers fan. We're, second place in the division? 2 games behind the Chiefs. Good. Yay. I would say for the Chargers, that's ahead of schedule. Period. The Steelers win, and they looked good doing it. I know I've been critical of the Steelers. Justin Fields is putting it together. The Raiders are a bad organization. Max Crosby has to be wanting to leave. A lot of people want him to go to the Lions after that terrible Aiden Hutchinson injury breaking his leg. I hope he recovers quickly, but a lot of people want Max Crosby to go to the Lions. And the Lions might want to entertain that particular trade offer depending on what they have to give up. The Raiders now have to be in full on. They have to actually want to rebuild, right? Trading away Devontae Adams for a conditional 3rd rounder that'll probably turn into a 2nd rounder. That's a good start for them. Truly it is. They have quarterback issues, right? They didn't go after a quarterback in the draft like everyone thought they should have. So we will see how the Raiders rebuild. They're historically not very good at this. And I hope they fail miserably as a Chargers fan. I'm sure my Broncos and Chiefs fans can agree with me. The Falcons and the Panthers did the job. They went on the road against a division opponent that is not very good. Andy Dalton had his 15 minutes of fame, and now he's back to being Andy Dalton. And the Panthers got beat, right? And the Falcons are in the mix with the Buccaneers. In the really, really fun to watch. Honestly, the NFC South is fun to watch. Like, those teams hate each other. It's actually kind of funny. The Cowboys are terrible. The Lions are not. Now, the Lions paid for that big win with that Aiden Hutchinson injury. That sucks for them, right? Long term, that sucks because he's an engine. He's their primary pass rusher. They're going to have to adjust. Do they hit the market? Do they try to trade for someone before the deadline? We will see. Max Crosby has to be on the top of their list. Hell, I'm a Chargers fan. He's on the top of my list because Joey Bosa still can't stay healthy. But the Lions, Jared Goff is completely underrated. Now, he'll randomly make like terrible passes, right? But then he'll throw like 5 touchdowns in one game. You're just like, what the hell? Right now, he has the weapons to do it. And the Lions look great. They were bored in the 3rd and 4th quarter of that game. They just started running gadgety trick plays, and they worked. Cowboys are terrible. The Bengals barely beat the New Jersey Giants on Sunday Night Football, but a win is a win, and they needed a win. They're 2-5 now. So, I'm sorry, 2-4. So we will see if they could get back into the mix in the AFC North, but that's looking like a Ravens-Steelers dogfight right there at the end. Buffalo beats the Jets, not by much, and they did not look good doing it. They didn't. Rodgers with a Hail Mary, a Hail Aaron, a Hail Aaron, whatever you want to call it, at the end of the first half to his boy Lazard, to keep them in that game. And then their kicker, and I will say this, and those of you that know me know that I say this all the time, kickers are the terrorists of the NFL. Their kicker cost them a football game. Terrible. The Jets should have won that football game. But you know what? The Bills did the job. They did what they had to do, and their kicker made their kick after he missed an extra point earlier to win them that football game. Honestly, week 6 went about as expected for me personally. But man, these games, some of these games were fun, right? Like the Bears game was wild, right? Loved the Ravens game. The Cowboys and Lions game was just weird. It's like, wow, they're getting their butts kicked. Like, and then Saints and Bucks was probably my favorite game of the weekend, just because, man, they hate each other, and it was cool to watch. Week 6 was awesome. We're going to move on to week 7 already. I can't believe we're almost 2 months into the season. It's crazy. Let me know down in the comments how your team did this week, or if your team was on bye, and what you expect your team to do going forward. Do you expect them to make any trades? Do you expect them to stay put? Do you expect them to get better or worse as we're heading in to week 7? I mean, like, we're getting to the point where playoff situations start developing. So let me know down in the comments. Let me know how you guys are liking these videos, and let me know if there's any way that I can improve these videos. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will have the week 7 predictions posted on Wednesday. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.